Hi guys! My name is Caroline. I work with Building Brains Together. We're an organization that helps to build children's brains through play. So today we have a really fun live video for you. We're going to be learning about pretend play, which is another one of the Building Brains games. And so we're going to be talking about pretend play, what it is, how it can help your children grow their brains, and we're also going to be reading a fun story about pretend play. So I'll talk more about pretend play at the end, the specifics of it and how it can build your brain, but we're going to start off with the story. So I have my nice cozy blanket because I feel like when you're reading a story you want to be nice and cozy. I also have my little friend, he's a tiger here, so he's going to come and read the story with us. So if you want to read the story with me, you can go and grab a blanket or grab a stuffed animal and read it with your stuffed animal because it feels like it's a good cozy thing to be reading a story. I'm also in my rocking chair today so I can rock a little bit, and that's always good for story time. And also, if you're watching us today, you can always put your name in the chat and in the comments and put it up so that we can say hi to you if you're watching, and make sure to say hi to you by name, which is always fun. You can hear your name said. So we're going to start off with the story today. This story is called Not a Stick. I know that's a little bit of a silly name, but it's called Not a Stick, and it's by the author Antoinette Portis. And you can see there's a little piggy on the front. This is a little pig guy. He's going to be the main character of today's story. And he has a stick here, and so that will be important in the story. You can watch that little piggy and the stick. And today we're going to be reading this story with permission from HarperCollins Children's Books. All right, let's get into it. So this is the first page. You can see little piggy is down here in the corner, and look what he's getting from the tree. All right, let's start off. Hey, be careful with that stick. Ooh, there's Piggy. It's not a stick. You can see that Piggy has a stick, but what did it become? Whoa, look at that. Look where you're going with that stick. What stick? Look at Piggy now. Watch where you point that stick. Oh, what do you think is going to be next? This is not a stick. Look, he's painting. He has a paintbrush now. Now what are you doing with that stick? Oh, what's going to be next? It's not a stick. Oh, that's crazy. He's lifting weights. He's big and strong. Don't trip on that stick. What's going to be next? I'm telling you, it's not a stick. Look at that. That's a beautiful horse. Little Piggy's doing a lot of things. So, still standing around with that stick. You can see that one. This is not a stick! Look at that. He kind of looks like a caveman now, and he has a big spear. Okay, what is it then? Whoa. That's a cool picture, isn't it? Piggy has a sword, and he's fighting a giant blue dragon. That's pretty crazy. I don't know if you've ever done that. It's my not a stick. And look, he fight the dragon. So that is a fun story. That is the end of the story. And I think that we have some friends who have joined us. Oh, it looks like Ernest. Hi, Ernest. Did you enjoy the story? I hope that you learned something about sticks. They can be a lot of different things. So that is a little bit about pretend play. You can see in this story, Piggy was really good at pretend play because he took a simple object and he made it into so many different things. He really had to use his imagination, as you can see, to think of, this is not a stick, it's going to be a sword, or a baton for a marching band, or a spear, or something else, a paintbrush. And pretend play is one of Building Brains games because it's really great for helping children to develop their imagination, as you can see. And so pretend play is really great if you have like a little prop, like a simple stick or something like that. Or you can have something as simple as these. We use these with Building Brains. They're little masks, and you can get them at a craft store. And these are great because your children can color these however they want so that they can make up lots of fun stories. You can also have some fun costumes or wigs. Whatever you find in your house can be really fun for making up some story or game. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the specifics of how you can play pretend play with your kids. Of course, you can just have unstructured pretend play where you give them a prop or something, or just let them play however they want. But then you can also have a more structured type of play. So if you have two kids, for example, or you could play with your child, or you can have many kids with this type of play, you can give them specific roles. So for example, say to one kid, you're going to be the doctor, and the other kid is going to be the patient. And then they have to play together, one pretending they're a doctor, and the other pretending they're a patient. Or you can do a teacher and a student, or a chef and a waitress. You can think of whatever you want, and then there's endless things to explore. And then you can have one child be kind of like the leader almost. So you can maybe say to the child who's playing the doctor, you're the leader, and they can sort of take the game wherever they want to go. And then the other child has to sort of respond to them and see what they're doing and respond and keep playing. And then the really fun part is they can switch. So then once you have done about 5 minutes or however long you want in one role, then they can switch and the other child gets a chance to be the doctor or the leader of the thing, and then they can take it a totally different direction, and you just let their imaginations fly with it. And this pretend play, while it's also super fun, is a really great way to grow your brains, or your children's brains too. Let me talk a little bit about that. So it's really great for developing working memory, because working memory, they have to remember, am I the doctor, am I the patient, what's happening in this game? And so then they can remember those instructions, and it helps them to follow instructions too. They have to listen to you and respond to that and do what you instruct them to do for the type of play. And it helps with emotional control, because maybe they're going to be playing together and they get really frustrated because their sibling or their playmate doesn't do what they want, and that can be pretty frustrating. And maybe instead of throwing a temper tantrum, they can learn how to control their emotions so that they can continue to play. That's really great for kids to learn. It also helps them to stop and think before they act, because they can't just do whatever they want. If they're a doctor, maybe a doctor wouldn't run all over the place. And so it helps them to stop and think about what they should do before they do something. And that moment to stop and think is a really great chance for your children to learn how to develop executive function and to grow their brains. One more thing that it helps with is listening comprehension. Listening is very important for kids, and then they have to learn how to listen to their playmate. So if their playmate's playing with them and they bring out something new into the game, then they have to learn how to listen and respond to that. And those listening skills can also then be translated to other parts of their life, maybe getting better at listening to their parents or their teachers. So as you can see, something as fun and simple as pretend play, kind of like Piggy using a stick, or I see that Ernest said that could be a guitar, which is a great idea. Something as simple as that can help your kids actually build their brains, and that is the goal of what Building Brains Together loves to do. So I hope that if you want to learn more about pretend play or our other games, we have lots of other fun games for kids that build their brains. You can go to our website, which is www.buildingbrains.ca, and learn more about what we're doing as an organization. I hope you enjoyed the story, you enjoyed hanging out with me and Tiger, and that you have a great rest of your day. Bye!